Have you ever felt like you were screaming at the top of your lungs in a room completely devoid of oxygen? The modern world is suffocating. This world is obsessed with constant presence. We have become more afraid of being forgotten or ignored than we are of the cold embrace of death. But stop and ask yourself right now, in the middle of all this chaotic noise and distraction, who is the person actually controlling your own mind? Who are you really when the screens go dark and the voices of others stop demanding your attention for just one fleeting second? Can you tell? There is a profound power in the void. A strength that the modern world has forgotten how to cultivate in the pursuit of endless, empty validation. Consider the drop of water. In the vastness of the night, it falls in total silence, yet it prepares to change the surface of everything below. True influence doesn't require a shout. It begins with a ripple in the stillness of your own soul, far away from the prying eyes of society. Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of clarity. It is the only place where you can finally hear your own truth. We are terrified of the vacuum. We fill every second with content, but in doing so, we lose the very essence of what makes us powerful. The art of disappearing is not about hiding. It is about reclaiming the energy you have scattered across 1,000 useless and shallow digital interfaces. Let the noise of the world fade. Let the echoes of others' expectations die out. It is time to enter the laboratory of the quiet soul. We have become addicted to being seen. We build elaborate towers of glass and ego, hoping that the gaze of strangers will somehow make us whole. But these towers are built on sand. Every like, every comment, every fleeting moment of attention is just another brick in a foundation that is hollow. The more you seek external validation, the less internal value you retain. You are trading your sovereignty for a handful of digital dust and empty noise. The paradox of power is simple yet profound. Those who need to be seen are the easiest to control and the most fragile to break. Society rewards the loud and the visible, but it respects only the immovable. To be immovable, you must first learn how to be completely alone. There is a courage in walking away. To leave the stage while the audience is still calling your name is the ultimate act of self-mastery. Every step away from the crowd is a step toward the self. In the woods of solitude, the masks we wear begin to feel heavy. The mask of the successful professional, the mask of the happy friend, the mask of the perfect citizen. All of them are barriers to your power. When you disappear from the sight of others, you force yourself to look into the mirror of the void. It is a terrifying and necessary sight. History's greatest minds knew this secret. They didn't find their genius in the marketplace. They found it in the desert, the mountain, and the cell. The number of people you can gather may give you an illusion of influence, but only the things you can walk away from define you. True strength is measured by what you can endure in silence. It is the ability to stand tall when no one is watching or cheering. The peak of glory is not a resounding shout that echoes across the lands. It is a quiet, self-assured whisper in the middle of nothingness. You must learn to be your own audience. You must learn to find satisfaction in the work itself, not in the applause that follows the performance. Disappearing is the ultimate strategy. It allows you to rebuild your foundation without the interference of those who wish to keep you small and visible. To disappear is not to run away, it is a pilgrimage. A deliberate journey into the vast, snowy wilderness of your own, untapped and raw potential. You are retreating into what the Stoics called the inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that no external army or opinion can ever hope to breach. In this place you are stripped of your titles, your possessions, and your history. You are reduced to the most fundamental version of your existence, here in the cold and the quiet. You begin to realize that the world's definitions of you were nothing more than heavy, unnecessary chains around your neck. When you stop performing for others, the energy you once wasted on maintaining an image begins to flow back into your own parched and thirsty soul. The masters of the past stood in these storms. They knew that the opinion of the masses is as fickle and fleeting as the changing wind. You are here to destroy the ego, that fragile entity that survives only on the attention and validation of people who do not even know themselves. Building the inner citadel requires a ruthless honesty. You must look at your fears, your weaknesses, and your vanities without turning away or making excuses. Once the walls are up, you become the only king in your kingdom. Your worth is no longer a fluctuating currency on the social market. This silence you have found is not empty. It is heavy with the weight of self-control. It is a symphony of discipline and focused, quiet power. When you no longer need the world to tell you who you are, you gain the freedom to become whoever you were actually meant to be. The pilgrimage into the void is the most difficult journey a human can take, but it is the only one that leads to true sovereignty. Every moment of chosen isolation is a stone added to your fortress. Every rejected distraction is a strengthening of your own personal and internal gate. You are learning to see from a higher perspective. The petty dramas of the world look like small ant hills from the heights of your silence. The air is thin here, but it is pure. There is no smog of gossip, no dust of envy, only the sharp, clean scent of truth. In the silence, you notice the perfection of the small things. You realize that you, too, are a complex architecture of nature, not a tool. This is the point of no return. You have seen the void, and you have realized that it is not something to fear, but to inhabit. The throne of your mind is finally empty of guests. You are the only one left to sit upon it and rule your internal world. Silence has become your language. Solitude has become your strength. You have disappeared from the world, and in doing so, you have finally arrived. Now you enter the forge. The silence is no longer just a sanctuary. It is a crucible where your spirit will be heated and hammered. In the solitude you have chosen, you must face the most terrifying monster of all, the version of yourself you have been running from. You will hear the whispers of your insecurities and the screams of your past failures. But here they have no place to hide from you. Silence is the hammer. Each moment of quiet reflection strikes away the impurities of your character, leaving only the tempered steel of your true will. You must be willing to let the old version of you die. You are burning the bridges that lead back to your former, weaker and smaller self. Fear is the fuel for this fire. The more you confront your terrors in the dark, the brighter the light of your transformation will eventually shine. From the ashes of the ego, something new begins to grow. It is fragile at first, but it is born from the most resilient part of you. This is the rebirth of power. It is not the power to dominate others, but the power to govern yourself with absolute and unwavering authority. You are being quenched. The heat of the struggle and the coolness of the silence have combined to create an instrument of rare and lethal precision. You are becoming unshakable. Like quartz, you are hard, clear, and capable of transmitting light without being changed or distorted by it in any way. Your values are no longer written in the sand of public opinion. They are etched into the very diamond of your newly forged and reborn soul. The work of the forge is complete. You have faced the monster, you have burned the past, and you have tempered the future within yourself. You no longer seek power from the outside world. You have realized that you are the source of power. You are the king and the kingdom. The silence was your teacher. It taught you that the only voice worth listening to is the one that speaks when all other voices have finally stopped. You have become the mountain. The storms of life will still come, but they can no longer move you from your center or shake your foundation. Purity of intent is your new armor. You move with a clarity of purpose that is terrifying to those who still live in the shadows of doubt. Time has lost its hold on you. You are no longer rushing toward a future of validation or running from a past of regret and shame. Every breath is a confirmation of your existence. You are here, you are whole, and you are finally and truly free from the world's expectations. The transformation is finished. You disappeared to find yourself, and what you found was a power that the world can never give nor ever take. The sun rises on a new world, but the world hasn't changed. You have. You are returning to the chaos, but you carry the silence within. You step back into the city not as a servant of its noise, but as a silent observer who holds a secret fortress in his heart. The people around you are still shouting for attention, still chasing the ghost of validation. But their frantic energy no longer has any pull on you. You are present without the need to speak. You act without the need to explain. Your very existence has become a quiet, powerful statement of truth. The wisdom of the ancients is no longer in books, it is in your blood. You have become a living testament to the art of disappearance. Remember this, silence is not a lack of sound. It is the ultimate weapon of the strong. It is the shield that protects your inner light. Whenever the world becomes too loud, you can retreat back to the citadel you built. It is always there, waiting for you in the quiet. Do not fear the darkness. Do not fear being forgotten. Fear only the life lived entirely in the shallow, noisy light of others' opinions and gazes. The world will wait for you. And when you return, you will not be alone. You will be accompanied by the version of you that is immortal. It is time. Close your eyes, breathe in the silence, and begin your journey. The art of disappearing is the only way to truly be seen. It is time to build your fortress. The symphony of silence begins with you. Become the power you seek. Disappear and be born again.